Oh, hi, this is part 2 where I build the garden, part 1 where I build the house that's featured in this video. There's a link on screen so you can see that, that's really cool. And then part 3, there's a link at the end of this video. So anyway, if you're here for the garden build, enjoy. If you haven't seen the house build, go and watch that first, it's better. Hello peasants and welcome back to the Minecraft video. It's KingChris and this is part 2 of our 3-part series of this awesome house time-lapse. And this one's the garden, so the front garden and the back garden. But yeah, I'll jump straight into the front garden. So, you just saw me do the path. I decided up going round the pillars, I thought it looked nice, and it worked. And I'm adding a pond now of where the water comes down from the roof, and I think it looks really nice. Now I'm working on some of the decorations in the front garden. So I wanted these big bushes and vines to sort of consume the front house, really add some green to it. And I ended up matching it up with the current greens that are already there, like the ones hanging on the pillar and the ones in the front balcony. So I put pods all down so it's most like dirt, so it's more like dirt than dirt in the Minecraft texture. And I put tulips on them because I wanted lots of nice colour and variety in the front garden, so I decided to use tulips. As the back garden's going to have less flowers in and more functional stuff, I thought tulips would be better fitted in the front garden. So the front fence isn't more a fence, but more of a hedge. And the hedge looks really nice because it's more welcoming and you can see through it like a little bit. And you can walk through like one of those hedge tunnels, which looks really nice. And it really makes the garden a lot nicer in general than just having a wooden fence, like really separating it off. And it brings a nicer aesthetic to the front of the house. So you saw a minute ago, I actually linked the path up from the front to the back. So you can always walk from the front garden to the back garden without having to go through the house. Now also, all those leaves that go around the side of the house, I want to link them up to the hedge as well. So I did that in the most natural way I could, which makes it really nice. It also means you can walk under them when you go from the front garden to the back garden. And around the back, I'm just linking up the hedge again, because it doesn't stay as a hedge, it goes to a fence. So I wanted a way for it to merge, so I put it into the side of the house, and the fence comes out from the side of the house, and you'll see when I fly around there. Right, now moving on to the back garden. I have the big patio doors and that big circular thing. That's where I decided to put the patio doors and linking the path round from the front garden, so you can walk from the front garden to the back garden and linked all around. Now I'm just making a few edits to some of the leaves because when I was flying around I thought some looked a bit out of place and starting to do the pool now. So I decided I want the pool to link up to the water coming out the walls, which you saw in the first episode. I really wanted it to link in somehow and I thought this would be a great filtration system for the pool. Realising it was a super flat world, I couldn't make the pool as deep as I wanted to, so I had to make it at bedrock level because you can't build below it. Put some glowstone down in a nice pattern, and I used the prismarine because I really love this texture and how it glows and changes colour a bit, as you can see. And it's just such a great pool texture. I love it so much. Oh my gosh! Any pools I make, I always use prismarine. Yeah, and before it was prismarine, I was dreaming of prismarine. Does that no? Okay. Anyway, yeah, building the pool. This is the deep side, and you see I make a non-so-deep side. So the deep side is where the filtration system goes in, and this is more the outdoor bit, and I end up building a diving board as well. And now I'm building the kiddie bit, which is there's a flat bit where the water's only 1 deep, which you can walk through, and it goes into a wider flat bit, only 1 deep, where people can sit, put their feet in, you know, if it's like a real pool. And then the deeper bit it's 2 blocks deep of water, so it's more for children, and then the other side is more for adults or older, capable swimmers. So, I use slabs and iron trapdoors. I haven't used iron trapdoors much, but they work really well as like drains. So like, you know, at the edge of the pool always has drains around it, and these iron trapdoors look really well for that, and I really liked how it worked out. Now, I really wanted a bridge to go over it, so when you're walking from one side of the pool to the other, when you're in the water, you can go under this bridge, and people at one side of the pool to the other, without having to walk all the way around, can go over the bridge. And I really like how this bridge worked out. The arches look really nice, and I'm just really happy with it. So I used wood to make it completely flat, as it's easier to fill then, and then made diagonals of water, which makes the entire square a source block, so there's no like annoyingly flowing water, and it's not difficult to try and fill, and it's the easiest way you can do it. So now building the area around the pool, there's no really tile texture, so I tried to fit what's closest, and quartz is probably the best you can use if you're building a pool sort of area. So I also built a diving board there, as it's like a deep area. I really wanted a diving board so people could climb up. There's like a ladder on the back so you can climb up and jump off. And yeah, I'm quite happy with how it worked out. Now I'm starting to build the fence. So I don't really know how to build a fence, so I just went with just any idea. I mean, it's just a fence, and I got measurements a bit wrong. So in the top left-hand corner where the fence would be, I left a gap, so I thought I'd build a shed there because I actually got it quite wrong. I thought I'd use dark oak because dark oak seems to be what I'm using. It's more stand out against the white, and it's probably the best thing to use as a fence. I ended up putting slabs on top of the dark oak, and then on top of each of the posts, I put glowstone, trapdoors, and quartz slabs. And I think this looks best, and it looks really nice, and it lights up the garden as well. So now I'm finishing the main path because it's going to go up to the main seating area, which is just above the pool, and filling bringing that in with the diorite because I thought it was really nice, like a nice path colour. Just finished off some other bits around the garden, filling in some empty holes, ready for the main lawn and the shed. So I made a little diorite path round where I built the shed, and now I'm starting to build the shed. So I'm not really good at building sheds, so I thought I'd just build a shed. It's just a shed, nothing really too special, just got a bit of a sloped roof and then a flat top, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but I ended up doing something really nice in when you see in the furnishing it bit, and it works really well. Now clearing out the bulk of this main grass bit, ready to do the grass. Yeah, I didn't want normal grass, and you'll see in a minute I actually use clay, and clay works really well. Because, like, see when you mow grass properly, you get stripes when it's darker and lighter as you go up and down. And I wanted to really exaggerate this. Instead of using Minecraft grass, I used 2 types of green clay, and I think it looks really nice. So I'll just finish that off. I wasn't sure what to do with this little rectangle on the end, so I had to make it into an allotment, and this looks really well. I wasn't sure how to do it. I didn't want the crops to like pop off or not grow, so I had to hide water in there. But then if you hoe land next to water, you can see the water. So I came up with some clever ways around it, and it looks really nice. And I planted some carrots and potatoes and grew them, and it looks like a really nice allotment. Now I get to work on the final area, which will turn out to be the greenhouse and the main seating area for when you have like family dinners outside. Again, using birch wood, as I thought it'd be like decking, and it'd be quite bleached from the sun. That was my main thought process. And now I'm starting on the greenhouse. So for the greenhouse, I did basically a glass box, and I wasn't really happy how it's turned out. So you see in the furnishing episode, the next episode to come, I actually just designed it a bit better and made it a bit more curved, and then I put slabs around the corner of the pool for the main eating area, and yeah, that's the garden. And that's the build done. The entire garden build is done. I've left to furnish it because I left all the areas ready to be furnished, and I'm really happy how it worked out. The pool, the allotment, the grass, all looks really nice, and the decking is ready to put all the furniture on in the furniture episode. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed part 2 of my part 3 series. This house has turned out to be really nice. I really love how the garden turned out, and you see this nice camera sweep of all the different areas. At the end, I might be doing a world download, we'll see, and I'll do definitely a walk around and maybe even a 360 video as well. I have all these things planned for this particular build. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed. I can leave you to the rest of this panoramic, and yeah, if you have, make sure to leave a like and maybe consider subscribing because I'm going to do more of this in the future. And part 3, there'll be a link in the description, a card on screen, and a link at the end of this video. So yeah, I'll see you in part 3, guys. Enjoy.